LVC, the network. Television redefined. High-quality content for high-quality viewers.
Welcome to Members Only.
Thank you, man.
World famous, multi-platinum producer, Grammy Award winning Bangladesh is in the building, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Man, it's a pleasure. It's an honor for you to be here. This has been a long time coming, Bang.
That's dope.
And don't want to get too deep on you, but I want you to let you know that this interview means a lot because I spent a lot of your records in the club.
That's dope. So you DJ?
I started as a DJ, bro. Yeah, I used to stay out here early 2008. V103 for a hot second. I used to be the mixtape coordinator for the affiliates. Music was my first.
Okay.
Was my first love. So yeah, man, I had the honor to. I'm talking about spin, records, bro. We used to get it in, But for those who may not know, who is Bangladesh?
Who is Bangladesh?
Yes, sir.
That's a good question. Bangladesh is definitely an individual, that lives on his own land, on his own estate, I definitely live by the motto of being yourself and doing what you desire in life. I think it's the opposite of what we're raised to learn, because we as the black community, we kind of come up into like generations of passing down what we know, but it's not thinking abroad. So I think I'm the first. I would say I'm the first in my family to think the way I think and to, shoot for my dreams and goals without it being a bad idea. I was taught to like just get a job.
Right.
I wasn't taught to live my dreams or shoot for my dreams and go for it. You could be that, you could do that. The spirit always spoke to me, so I just went for it. And that's really being an individual, not being scared to take chances and risk, that's not available to you and that you don't see examples of. So I'm the first one of my generation and my family to actually do that. So that's really who I am. Bangladesh is definitely a unique person that is consistent on how he moves, and even my sound is the way that I live. It's like my style, my sound, my lifestyle is all one thing. There's no like compromising. There's no like there's no difference in the things. You know what I'm saying? It's like one thing.
Right. You mentioned family. What does family mean to you, bro?
Family is very important to me. Having my own family. It's the purpose. It's the whole purpose. Becoming successful or whatever you call success. You wanna make sure family's around. Like family kind of is the one that. The reason why you was motivated to get where you at, so family is important to me. Like my children are important to me to continue on the journey and the legacy, I don't want it just to end with me, because as the black community, the urban community, we don't get these chances. And once we get a hold of them, we got to make sure they continue. So the narrative changes. So this is regular at the end of the day, you know. So it's very important.
As you know, hip hop turns 50 this year, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Right, you know. What does hip hop mean to you, Bang?
Man, hip hop is my life. Like hip hop, without hip hop, like hip hop is my parents. That's how important it is. Cause I learned, like what I explained to you that I didn't learn, that I'm doing, I learned from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it was a parenting tool, you know, to think how I think, to be creative how I'm creative, to just step out there and take chances and risk and not being afraid of failure, you know, not being afraid to get knocked down and get back up. You know, that's hip hop did that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Do you remember the beat, song, or lyric that made you fall in love with hip hop?
I can't say I remember the first time I heard hip hop, cause I think hip hop was a good 5 to 10 years old by the time I was born. So I was born into it, kind of. So it wasn't like it just came out of nowhere. But I do remember like being into hip hop, and my mom from a different generation wondering what it is. Like, what is that? And look, not dismissing it, but like wondering what's going on. Like my auntie, like, what is this?
Right.
So that made me know like this gotta be new or something, like, because they didn't understand the hairstyles, the clothes, the beat, the rhythm, the raps.
Did you have a high top back then, bro?
Yeah. I had 3 steps.
Not the 3.
I had 3 steps. only person in the city with 3 steps, and I cut my own hair. So I was always hit to the new waves, because I was glued to the TV. You know, TV was the outlet from whatever situations or, you know, surroundings you was in. So I just watched TV. You know, I always watched Rap City. Your Own TV Raps. I was locked in. It was like, you know, it's a program. You know how people are tuned into their program, like Young and the Restless. That's how hip hop or any rap show had me tuned in, locked in.
We were locked in
at that time. 3 o'clock, sitting in front of the TV. I used to get in trouble and get in, you know, real situations with the family about that, you know, because I was hogging the TV, and it was like more than just me. So it became a problem.
You remember Pump It Up, Bang?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about hip hop today?
Hip hop today?
Today
is just, you know, I was just talking to somebody about hip hop, you know, today. And you gotta just, you know, the generation I come from, like you if you say what you really want to say, you kind of be called a hater.
Yep.
You know, you're gonna be hating, and you're old and all this. So I learned what it is. It's the same thing. It's just, it's where we're at today. You know, the kids are doing and saying the things that they are seeing and into today. So hip hop is reality of your lifestyle or life. So hip hop today is really, they just talking about the same things. It's the same thing, but it's just what they doing.
What they doing.
You know what I'm saying? So because I'm not doing it, it's not really like my favorite thing, but I understand it, you know. I get it.
Yeah.
But you know, it gets deeper. It could get deeper than that. That's kind of the narrative of how life is going. We were more like creating something new. Now it's someone else's narrative being driven for them to do.
Got it.
And it's being pushed to the forefront because that who's creating the narrative wants you to be on that. When we was doing it, they ain't know what we was doing.
Right.
They didn't know what we was doing. So we was creating our own narrative that was different, and it was more uplifting and more positive, more love, more unity. And that's what they feared. So now they had to figure out how they can own it, take over it.
Yep.
To control it, because where it was would have worked against the narrative that they eventually had, planned.
That's right. Is it safe to say that the What's Your Fantasy record was the game changer for your career?
Yeah, I mean, that was my first hit record. That was the beginning. Like there was no other attempts. That was it. I came in the game different,
Yeah.
I wasn't out here trying to get on. It was a bunch of us like-minded people that actually knew each other, and we worked in one path, and we got to where we're going. So I wasn't out here like, oh man, when it's gonna happen, man, when it's gonna happen, sending beats to people. Oh man, when I'm gonna be accepted. It was already accepted as a unit. So What's Your Fantasy was like when I first started making beats, like the first year I started making beats.
First year?
Yeah, like
wow.
Immediately. I was already putting sounds together was easy for me. Sonics was something I had to learn. It's like the sonics of it, the actual details of it, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really paying attention to that part. I was more like, I know what sound guy can make a beat, a rhythm that's different, you know what I'm saying? But the sonics wasn't. So like actually making beats was easy. So it fit right into what we was doing, Then I was already premeditating this. This was already manifested. You know what I'm saying? So actually being hands-on with the making beats, it came quicker and easier because I was already, this is already written. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, What's Your Fantasy, man? I made that in my auntie's basement in like 98, like a year after I graduated. By 99, it was on the radio.
On ever since.
Going crazy.
That was a great record.
Yeah, so it was already premeditated, bro. Like it wasn't even nothing that I struggled to get to. It was just God placing like-minded people in the same place at the same time, and it was up to us to recognize like how we belong with each other and how we need each other. And that's really what it was. You just got to pay attention to your blessing. And I just been I've been doing that forever. I've been paying attention to my blessings since I was saying elementary. It started really making sense in middle school, then high school. I kind of had it like, I was like, okay, I know what my purpose is. So I was just trying to get to it.
How was the experience working with Ludacris?
The experience working with Ludacris,
for your breakout,
it was fun. Like,
yeah.
Luda, like it was meaningful because we went together like glue, like we stuck, like we meshed. His style of rap, my style of production went together perfectly. Like I said, it was God bringing us together. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I think about it, where would we be without each other?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's really what it was, man. Like, he's from the Midwest, I'm from the Midwest.
Yep.
We just happen to be in Atlanta. And mutual friends, mutual family members brought us together, but the music brought us together. The fact that I made beats the way I made them and he rapped really brought us together. The mutual friends made us know each other, but we didn't know what. I was his friend, not his friend. You know what I'm saying? It was the music, like, oh shit, damn, man, you did that. You know what I'm saying? But it was the mutual friend that brought us together to even get to that level of listening to the creativity. You know what I'm saying? So working with him, it was fun because he's unorthodox. He brought a new style.
Yep.
You know, nobody was rapping like that. I never heard back then. I would hear people call it stutter rap. You know what I'm saying? I wanna lick you from like. Typically, it's the engineers' technology making something stutter like you know what I'm saying? But he actually did that himself. Like that was part of his hook. You know what I'm saying? Lick you from your head to the toes. I don't wanna move to the bed, down to the dot. You know what I'm saying?
Cold.
Like
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
It's different. And I didn't understand it when he was doing it. I was just like, I just trusted the process of everything. I was believing everything that was going on. But I didn't really understand. Like, man, this nigga on some new shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know.
Speaking of styles and sounds, I think you are one, if not, I think you are the best, you have the best ear for samples and chopping it and making it to where it's digestible and it's received and it's jamming. Like, you've made God knows how many beats, but one of the tracks that always stood out to me sample wise was, bro, the Rihanna joint, the cockiness. All the samples are amazing, bro. But when that sample first comes on, you like, yo, what is this? The brrrr. And I'm like, yo. And then how it goes into the second sample and listening to the samples and how you select them in your ear form throughout these years. Yeah, you the best with that, bro. There's some good samples out there, but ain't nobody messing with you on that point of it, bro.
Man, you know, I wasn't even a sampler. Like, I was so, like, I was so anti-sample because I felt like it was easy. I felt like I wanted to be an originator. I wanted people to eventually sample my music. So I never. It was a cheat code to me. So I was so against it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's nothing to it to me. You know what I'm saying? And I was so into the art, I wanted to drive my creativity to the forefront to where that's the highlight. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
Like, man comes up with some crazy stuff. You know, and that's what it was like the first duration of my career. Then I started paying attention to the popular producers, the producers that people like admired and looked up to and was inspired by, and they like all them sampled.
Samples.
You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Dre whole Chronic is
Samples.
like everything samples. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
P. Diddy samples. Everybody was sampling. And I started paying attention like, dang, you can't be what you want to be without like sampling.
Sampling, sir.
Because kind of when you think about hip hop, that's where it came from. Like that's the origin of it.
That's the core of it.
That's the core of it. So I just started looking at it in a different way, but I just hear things different. So when I do sample, when I did start sampling, it was always obscure. It was different. It was out the box, like, how you hear that. And that's what makes you unique as a producer. Because I could have the same record, we could have the same record, but we're gonna hear different. You might catch the beat different than I catch it. You might hear a different rhythm or a different thing to sample. You know, that's what makes you individual. You know what I'm saying? So I just started like paying attention to other things. I'm just into everything. You know, growing up in the Midwest, I grew up on like in top 40 songs on the radio. So I didn't just grow up on hip hop or on rap or R&B. It was like a plethora of things. So it had me listening differently. You know, music was so free. It was just a blessing to life. Like music is a blessing because like you're free to do anything you want. You can manipulate this into whatever you want it to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that came in. You know, it's just I hear different. And the cockiness sample, it was dope to me.
Hard. Classic. That's
hard. Like
classic, bro.
I was wondering like why nobody else heard this. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it's hard, man. Like I'm just glad like when the things I fall in love with that I do sample, they actually get on something that can put it on the platform of noticing the genius in it. You know what I'm saying? And it gets cleared.
That part.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but being a producer, like I'm a real producer.
Yes, sir.
I can recreate things. So I'm not always depending on the sample to clear, because I can go recreate it. Make it different.
Turn it
keep
around.
The same energy, the same feeling, and you won't even notice because the world ain't heard it yet. So, you know, only you would know because you heard it. Only you will have demoitis. They call it demoitis if you like, oh man, it just ain't the same. But that's my goal, is to create something that's feels the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's different enough to not have to get it cleared. And it's original. Then I ain't gotta share the money.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, so we in halftime, bro, and I want to give a cheers to you halftime, right? I normally do at the end. However, you deserve one now, sir.
Oh, thank you.
This is the Chandre, bro, right here.
All right.
This is Chandre. This is Moet Champagne, Hennessy XO, simple syrup, lemon juice. Hope I'm not forgetting that. Miss Simone, am I forgetting anything?
Not at all.
Dope.
Cheers to your level of genius.
Thank you, man. Cheers
Everything
to you
you've done for the game, your inspiration for DJs back in the day to spin those records, your mastermind for the sonic vibration, you know, and just everything you're doing, man. We need you, and we need you to keep going, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you.
If you had to choose between hardware or software, what would you choose, bro?
Hardware.
Hardware.
I'm not even on software.
You don't mess with no software, huh?
Pro Tools.
Got it.
But that's like recording.
Right. No Fruity Loops, no reasons. I can dig it.
You know, what separates me is my hardware.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Still to this day, you know. People wonder how, like, damn, how you get it to sound like that? How you get that bounce like
hardware.
That? How you did I just don't try to fix something that ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? It's good to learn new stuff. It's hard for me to learn new shit. You know what I'm saying? When I'm like, I'm just so in my way. I do it differently now, though. You know, my process is a little different. You know, it involves, you know, more things. I'm not making a whole beat in the MP no more. You know.
Got it.
But I'm definitely recording straight into the Pro Tools. But I gotta have the bass of the beat from the MP.
Makes sense.
So once I get, like, I gotta have the 808 melodies coming from the MP into the Pro Tools. So once I get that rhythm in there, then everything else is easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When A Milli hit, how did you feel, bro? Because the world, that track took the world by storm. How did you feel, bro?
When I first heard A Milli,
Yep.
I to be honest, I didn't really like A Milli when I first heard it. You know, cause my expectations was different.
Okay.
Like what I thought it should have been. And you know, they didn't share it with me. It leaked or something. They leaked it or something. I don't know what happened. But that's when that was like one of the first viral records. You know what I'm saying? When internet first broke a record.
Yep.
A Milli. It like transcended everything. You know, Obama was president.
That was during that time. Yeah.
Obama was president. Internet just started going crazy as far as like breaking records. That was the first record. I remember Candy was at my studio and she had heard about it. So she like, pull up that song that everybody going crazy about that you did for Wayne. So I pulled it up and that was the first time I heard it. And we was both like, she was like, that's what they going crazy over. And I was like, I wasn't even feeling it. To be honest. Like, I don't know. But it was my expectation. It was the expectations of what I thought it should have been. You know? Cause I produced it, so I already had an idea for what I heard.
Got it.
But hey man, some about A Milli, man, it just it just went crazy. I just made the beat, so I knew what it was when I made the beat.
Right.
I knew what it was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I knew I needed to get it to Wayne. I knew everything up until I heard it. I didn't know after that. But once I seen it going crazy.
Yeah, it went crazy.
But let me tell you something though. When I gave the beat to Wayne, 2 Chainz, my boy, so 2 Chainz and Wayne tight. 2 Chainz came to my studio. He was like, yeah, I heard that beat you gave Wayne. He was like, yeah, it's an interlude on his album. I said, an interlude? I said, hell no. Like my whole heart dropped to my, like it just, man, he just killed me right there. Cause like A Milli was like, I know what it is. Then when he said, bruh just made it an interlude, I was confused. So the early stages of Young Money, he had all these young artists.
Yep.
So he said that A Milli was just an interlude where some of the up and coming artists that he had would rap on it throughout the album. Wasn't even a song. So I was like, man, I was so disappointed. But somewhere along the way, he figured it out and he made it what it needed to be. I don't think they know what it was.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? They didn't know what it was. I think he liked the beat when he heard it. He was like, because he a rapper, so he's like, He probably sounded different to him. He liked it.
Yep.
But he ain't know what it was. They ain't know what it was. Even if you see the video, how they shot the video, in between videos, he's like, man, because it was going viral. So he's like, man, we got to shoot a video to this. So that's why you see it like the way it's done. It wasn't really no budget put in it. It was like, just let's catch up to what it's doing. So, you know, nobody really knew.
Right. Right. So, Bang, with all of the success that you've achieved, man, do you feel there's more work to be done?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't feel like I've done nothing, to be honest.
You don't feel like
on the outside looking in, like people can observe things, and you could be further than what they are.
Yep.
But for me, what I'm capable of, what I know I can do,
I'm
just starting.
I would love to see you in TV, bro.
Yeah.
TV, film.
That's funny you said that, because like everybody keeps saying that, and I got my first script not too long ago.
Okay.
So I'm finna. Matter of fact, I gotta turn in I gotta act on camera and send it to them.
Okay.
By the 24th, like in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So
I sure hope that works.
Said that, you know what I'm saying?
It's time for that, Bang. You know, you're a fashion god. You know, you got the visual side in regards to fashion. You got the audio side. It's time to really get into that TV and film, bro.
Thank you.
And I hope that works.
I think the same thing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really good look, bro, once that manifests, because it's coming, man. I can't wait, you know. And speaking of TV, I was watching Beetlejuice the other day, and the scene came on. I think they was at the dinner table dancing, and I said, that damn Bangladesh, bro. I was like, man. Man. It felt good. I was like, boy, that's classic right there, man.
6 foot, 7 foot.
Come on, man. Yeah. Sampling,
I
bro.
wasn't even thinking about that when I sampled that, though. Like, I got that straight from Harry Belafonte.
Yep.
I wasn't even thinking about Beetlejuice at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
You know, 6 foot, 7 foot is bigger than A Milli.
It is.
Did you know that, or?
Yes and no. And when I say yes, because of me being a hip hop connoisseur and feeling the vibe of the track, and but now technically I didn't know if it was bigger number wise, you know what I mean? But it passed A Milli?
It's past A Milli number wise. But I asked you that because like everybody like talks about A Milli all the time. A Milli. 6 foot, 7 foot is bigger than that.
That record jams, bro.
And see, that's when he knew what it was.
Got it.
He was like, oh, I ain't know this, but I know this. Like, he had the example, like, okay. So that's where you see the budget put in the video. You see, oh, this is the first single, this is the one. He was locked up when I gave him that beat. Yeah, so 6 foot, 7 foot. That's that shit be coming on the radio. Now I'll be like, man, that'd be hard.
The bottom in that John. The bottom in it is nuts.
It took me a minute, like to catch the bounce, though.
Yep.
You know, so I had the sample for a minute, you know, just never was doing nothing with it. It just took a minute to really catch like what it needed to be.
Yeah. And
once I made it what it needed to be,
yep,
I noticed that it was similar to A Milli, like the bounce. I was
yep.
Like, oh, I didn't purposely do that. It just what happened. And I started paying attention, like, damn, maybe that's my style. Maybe that's my sound.
Yeah, you got down, big bro.
I learn as I go. I don't really just know what I'm doing.
Okay.
So I gotta like observe, like, oh. So I ain't just purposely do it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Bang. No one bangs the best, bro.
Oh, thank
Trust and believe.
That's how I know you know so. Like, cause
Yo,
you said that. You know what I'm
I'm still pumping Passport music.
dope. That's hard.
This is
man.
murder. The tomfoolery joint. I still pump that joint to this day. The beat, the bottom in it is nuts.
Yeah, I miss tomfoolery.
Tom was dope.
Tom was it.
Tom was dope,
Tom
man.
was the future. Tom is what everything is going on now. Before then.
Yep.
More lyrical though.
Where is Tom?
I don't know where Tom is.
Wow.
Tom just disappeared on a nigga. I still got some unreleased Tom.
I bet you do.
It's crazy.
I bet.
And I'll be like, man, this man was so great. Ahead of his time. But yeah.
Man, thank you for
I
everything
appreciate you, man.
you've done. I appreciate you. I appreciate Sky for bringing all this together.
Yeah, definitely.
The best is yet to come. You're a member now. Welcome to Members Only.
Thank you, man.
Salute to Chandre.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Bomb. Thank you, bro.
Thank you.